Okay, this is section 2.4, cardinal numbers and surveys. So out of the whole chapter, this is our last section, and I believe that this section is the fun section, okay? So hopefully you think the same thing after we all go over and finish this section. All right, we're going to start by finding the cardinal number of an indicated set. It's asking you to use the formula. So here's the formula. The formula is, for any two sets A and B, the number of elements of the union of A and B is equal to the number of elements of A plus the number of elements of B minus the number of elements of the intersection of A and B. Now notice here, I'm missing an N right here. Okay, that looks ugly. But it's N parentheses B, okay? Now, what this is saying, I put a little Venn diagram on your right hand side so that way we can show what this is saying. So if we have sets A and B, we look for the number of elements of A, the number of elements of B, but we're going to have to subtract. So let me try to, I'm going to make a note here. You need to subtract the overlap, okay? Because you don't want to double count that, okay? All right, so we have an example here where we're going to follow exactly the same thing. I'm going to start by writing the formula, and let's look at the question. If the number of elements of A is equal to 16, the number of elements of B is 45, and the number of elements of A and of the union of A and B is equal to 53, we need to find the intersection. How many elements on the intersection, basically. All right, so I'm going to start by writing the formula, and I'm literally just copying what's above. Remember, there's an N here. Oops, that's a minus. And what I'm going to do right now is just substitute what I have to see if I can solve for what I'm missing, okay? So notice they give you the number of elements on the union. So this here is going to be 53 equals, they give me the number of elements on A, which is 16. So I'm going to put 16 here, plus, they do give you the number of elements of B as well, so that's 45. And then minus, this is what I don't know. This is what I need to find. So I'm just going to recopy this. All right, so I'm going to combine like terms here. I'm going to combine those two, so I get 53 is equal to 61. This is 61 minus then A, the intersection of A and B. All right, so I'm trying to figure out what this is equal to, right? I want to know what this is equal to. So we can just look at what we have and see if we can figure it out. We can say 53 is equal to 61 minus what? I don't know what this is, okay? So 61 minus what will give me 53. So you can say, hey, 61 minus 8 will give me 53, and therefore the intersection, the number of elements on the intersection of A and B is equal to 8. Another way to do it will be to subtract 61 to the 53 and then divide by -1. That's like the algebraic way to do it, but you will get the exact same thing. Oh my god, I cannot make a straight line. Let's try again. That's not straight, but that's better. Alright, so there you go. That's basically, this 8 is basically the overlapping right here. So you will have 8 in between. That's what this is saying. Okay. All right, let's look at another example. Now, in this one, we still have to find the set, the number of, the cardinal number of the set. The numbers in the Venn diagram below represent cardinalities. So here, notice they don't like write it out like on example 1. This one, they give you the picture, and we need to find the union of A and B. So the number of elements on the union. So basically, this is equal to, if we reuse the formula, this is equal to the number of elements of A plus the number of elements of B minus the overlapping, right? The intersection of A and B. All right, now if we look at our picture here from the Venn diagram, it tells you here what are the number of elements of A. The number of elements of A are everything inside this circle. That is not a circle, but you can see everything inside the circle. That's A. Okay, so I'm going to say this is equal to the number of elements of A are 24 plus 4, which is 28. Plus, I'm going to do the same thing for B. All the elements inside the circle where B is. So in this case, it's 4 plus 20 is 24. Minus, this is the overlapping. So I'm going to subtract what's in the middle right here, which in this case is 4. Whatever that is, that's going to give me the union, the number of elements in the union of A and B. All right, so we just add 28 plus 24 minus 4, and that should give you 48. And that's your answer. Not bad, right? All right, example 3. We still have to find the number, the cardinal number of the set. Once again, they give you the picture, and if you notice, it's exactly the same Venn diagram. Now, the question is a little different in this case. Now it is asking you for the number of elements on the intersection of A and B complement. So B prime, remember the little 1? It's not an exponent. It means it's a complement. And the complement is everything outside of B, basically. Okay? Everything outside of B. So my B complement in this case, the number of elements on B complement is equal to everything outside of B. Okay, so I'm going to try to color B complement. I'm doing a horrible job already. So everything outside of B. Okay, I'm going to try to, yeah, that didn't work out. Okay, so basically everything outside of B will be 24 and 4. Why? Because those two numbers are outside the circle of B. So in that case, B complement is going to be 28. All right, so now if I'm trying to find the intersection of A and B complement, so it will be A and B complement. So everything outside of B is 24 and 4. But what is an A and B complement? So the one that is both will be 24. So in this case, this is equal to 24. Because it's the intersection of B complement and A. So the intersection of both will be just 24. Alrighty. We have a couple more examples on the next one. They get better and better. Look at the next one. Number 4. Look at this Venn diagram. Now we have an extra circle. Let me make it bigger. Okay, so we're still doing the same thing, but now they give you an extra circle. And now we need to find the number of elements in the union of B and C. Okay, so be careful here. I'm going to highlight A, B, and C. This one looks like a B, but it's actually 8. Okay. All right, so this is going to be equal, if we use a formula, because we can use a formula from the previous page, from page number 1. We need the number of elements of B plus the number of elements of C minus the overlapping. All right, so I think we can do this. Number of elements in A. So number of elements in A will be, B will be 10, 6, 8, 4. And if we do the math and we add them together, that should be equal to 28. I'm going to do the same thing for C. All the number of elements in C, that will be 6, 8, 7, and 14. In this case, that should give us to 35. Double check my math, please. And then the overlapping between B and C, that will be this part right here, which it only includes 8 and 6. So in this case, I'm going to subtract 14. Whatever that is, you can type it in the calculator. Whatever that is, that's going to be your number of elements of the intersection, of the union of B and C. So we get that this is equal to 49. And that's our answer. Now I want you guys to try the next one. Notice we still have the same Venn diagram, and the question is a little different, okay? So give it a try, pause the video, and you can give it a try here. Be careful with the question. Try to understand what the question is asking first, okay? Alrighty, so in this case, it's asking you to find the number of elements in the intersection of A, B prime, and C prime, and C, I'm sorry. So in this case, the intersection, so what do they have in common? So I'm going to try to circle. B prime, remember B prime is everything outside of B. So I'm going to try to make a drawing. I don't know how this is going to go, FY. Everything outside of B. So I'm going to make it like a sun. There you go. Everything outside of B. That will be this. This is B prime. The complement of B. Everything outside of B. And C. Everything inside C. So that will be this one. So basically, what is the overlapping here between the three of them? So I don't know if you saw it already, but I can see it already. And it's this number right here. This is the number that is your answer. That's the only number that overlaps with the three of them. And in this case, it's just 7. Okay, I know that these are kind of tricky. You have to be really careful and understand what the symbols mean in order to be able to figure out. Okay, the last one that we're going to do today, the rest I want to finish in class. This one we need to draw the appropriate Venn diagram. I made a picture already. And use the given information to fill out the number of elements in each region, okay? So they give you all this information and we're supposed to place it in here, okay? All right, so let's label first. So we know this whole thing is the universal set. The whole thing is the universal. And then it looks like we have set A and B, and I don't see any other ones. So this is set A and B. All right. So this is what we have. We know the number of elements on A is 14. So everything inside the circle for A is going to be equal to 14. The number of elements on B is 21. Everything inside B is going to be 21. And we know that the union of A and B is going to be 25. And we know the B complement, the number of elements, is going to be 9. Okay, so how about because it's not easy to just put in numbers right now, it doesn't give us something that we can actually like straightforward write it down. How about we use our formula? So we know this. formula from the previous page. And maybe we can figure something out. Like, how about, they don't give us the number of elements in the intersection. You don't know how many you have in here. But with this formula, you can figure that out. Because remember, you have to subtract the intersection. And we actually have everything else. So if we plug it in the numbers here, the union of A and B is equal to 25. Why? They give it to you here. The number of elements of A is 14. Plus the number of elements of B is 21. And I'm just going to bring this down. Okay, so now we can combine like terms here. Then we go 25 is equal to, oh, I wrote the wrong number here, sorry. This is supposed to be 14 instead of 16, sorry. There you go. Okay, so the number, if we combine those two, that's going to give you 35 minus, we don't know. So now we need to figure out 25 is equal to 35 minus what? So then we can figure out this answer here. So 35 minus 10 will give me 25. So therefore, the union, the intersection of A and B is going to be equal to 10. And that's how I know, because of this, the intersection is 10. Yay, that's going to help us a lot. And the reason why is because I already know the elements in A is 14. So if this is 10, I just need a 4 in here. And this is 21, so if I have a 10 here, that means I just need 11. Now, how do I know what number goes outside? That's the question. So how many elements I have in here? So I'm going to let you think about this, pause the video, and see if you can come up with an answer or an explanation. Alright, so what's something that we haven't used? What information we haven't used? This here, the complement of B. So remember, the complement of B is everything outside of B. So that will be including this 4 here. So 4 plus what will give you 9? 4 plus 5. So that means you still have 5 outside as part of the universal set. Okay, so that was the only thing we were missing, and we are done. I know these ones are fun. I like them. You have to do a little bit of thinking about it. So the last 2 pages from this section, we're going to finish them in class. Thank you for watching this video.